obviously you would have a whole bag. I just have this little bit, but I start doing a row with the outside of the bag facing me, and basically just put one stitch in every stitch, or one single crochet in every stitch across the top of the bag. When I get to the chain spaces, I don't try to go under the chain, I just go into the hole here. And just keep crocheting across. Part of the reason that I add the crochet around the top, I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk and concentrate at the same time. The crochet around the top is so that I have the rows to sew a lining into, because obviously this granny's hexes have huge holes in them, and everything tiny would just fall out of your bag if it isn't lined. So just keep crocheting across. And the half hexes aren't like super flat, so these 3 rows will also kind of even out the little like bumps from going from here around the half hexes. And it's not science, so if it looks like part isn't getting enough stitches or doesn't look quite right, just add a couple stitches in, or do less stitches, or whatever you think is good. Alright, so we're going to pretend like we got to the end of the top here, and normally I would do my slip stitch well, here, let's just do it. So we'll pretend that this is the end of the bag. For seamless single crochet, I slip stitch to the first single crochet of the row, turn my work clockwise, then I skip the slip stitch, and then I single crochet into the last single crochet from the last row, and then make my way across again. Just one single crochet in each single crochet across. Doing the last couple single crochets of this row, then slip stitch to the first single crochet, turn everything clockwise, skip the slip stitch, and start single crocheting across the third and final row of the top here. Here are the last couple stitches for row 3. Last single crochet, and we're going to cut our yarn, pull through this loop, and I like to leave the last top row of the bag looking good, so put this on a yarn needle. Weave in the last stitch as a duplicate, or well, yeah, we're duplicating the top of that one. And now we finished the top 3 rows, which we'll use to help us attach our handles, and on the inside we'll use to attach our lining. Alright, so I redid the top so that it's not a circle anymore. So here's our pretend top of our bag with our 3 rows of single crochet, and we're going to attach our granny strap. So this is the sample granny strap I made from the tutorial, the granny strap tutorial, and on my hex bag I added the handles in the middle of this motif and this motif. You can use the stitches to kind of figure out where you want it to go and match it when you add the other side of the handle. I use the color yarn that is in the third row, so that's the green here. I'm going to thread it onto a yarn needle. I line it up where I want it to go, so I'm going to center it on this set here, and since I know that I'm going to attach my bag here, I want all of my stitching to be from here down. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to push the envelope. Here, let's turn this around. Ooh, 3D needle coming at you. Okay, so I'm going to start right here and come through to the front and go there. Pull through my yarn so that I have a good tail on the back here to make a knot later. So there we go. Now I'm going to go back in, come out the back right under the first stitch I made, pull this through, and since I'm using the same color of yarn, my stitches are just going to blend in with my granny strap. Then I'm going to go back in, come out through my granny strap here, come back through, kind of pick a spot for it to come through. I don't really want to come through in this hole because it's not going to be very secure. You can come back through here in the hole, but when we go back in, make sure we're not in the same hole. So I'm going to grab the top of that green one because we just went in through that hole. So basically you're just going to sew around the edge of the strap through to the back, making sure that you catch major bits of yarn, and then you can just tie the end that ends up right here to your beginning end, and you're good. That's everything you need to know to make a hex motif tote bag. Have fun!